Hey guys, welcome back. It's Krystal. So today I have a review and some swatches on some eyeshadow palettes that were sent to me from Amazon. I've been testing these palettes out for probably a month or even over a month now. So I did post 3 tutorials using these palettes over here. I will make sure to link those down below in the description box. If you guys are interested in seeing how these eyeshadows perform in action, I just think that's always very helpful. You can see how they apply on the eyes rather than just me telling you. So if you haven't seen those videos, definitely check them out. I will link them down below. So there are 3 eyeshadow palettes here. These are powder eyeshadow palettes, and then there's 1 glitter eyeshadow palette here, which is really huge, and it's really, really pretty. So these are the Myskos Cosmetics Charming Moist Eyeshadow Palettes, these powder ones here. And these remind me a lot of the Juvia's Place palettes. I feel like the packaging and just the kind of design on the front reminds me a lot of those. Now, somebody did ask me to do a comparison with these palettes with the Juvia's Place palettes. I currently only have 1 Juvia's Place palette, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's the like green one. It's probably about this size. And it has like all warm tone shades like coppers in it, and it has shimmers and mattes. The quality of that is really nice. I really like that palette. I haven't found it in my collection. I need to search a little bit more. In this video, I'm not going to do a comparison with those compared to these, only because I only have that 1 palette. I don't have any others. But I did just order some Juvia's Place palettes. I ordered 3 of them. So maybe in a future video, I will actually do a comparison, but for the most part, they actually do remind me a lot of the 1 Juvia's Place palette that I have and the ones that I've seen people use. So very similar kind of packaging. The packaging on these is just a cardboard packaging, and it has a magnetic closure. They're very lightweight, not heavy, and they do come with a mirror. Mine's all smudgy because I actually wiped it with a wet wipe versus like Windex. But it does come with a mirror, and they're nice and lightweight, so like I do find myself using these a lot if I want to get real up close when I'm doing my eyeshadow. And they're so lightweight that I don't feel like it, you know, it's heavy on my hand holding these while I'm trying to do my makeup. So I'm gonna start with the pink palette here. So all of these palettes do come with a sleeve. So like this is the sleeve right here. And on the back of the sleeve, it does have the shades of the shadows. And then it also has a list of all the ingredients. So these palettes are cruelty-free, and they are made in China. First, I'm gonna start with the pink palette. This has a net weight of 18 grams. Each eyeshadow in here is 0.63 ounces. You can find these on Amazon. This particular one is $18.99 plus $2 shipping. It is not part of Amazon Prime. So you're gonna pay about $21 for this palette right here. So you get 4 matte and 8 shimmer shadows. It says it's the Myskos 12 color Charming Eyeshadow Palette with natural nudes and smoky shades. So 4 mattes, 8 shimmers, and these are the 4 mattes right here. And then the rest of them are shimmers. So I think the colors in this palette are really fun. You get some pinks up here, you get some warm tones in the middle, you get a gold, 2 greens, and a bronzy shade. Just a really pretty like color combination. I find myself kind of mixing between all 3 of the palettes. You will see like in the tutorials that I did kind of mix between the different palettes to create a look. I am wearing the shadows on my eyes today. I did not do a tutorial on this look, but I do really like it. I love like the cool tone, like silvery color with the browns and then the green liner. I'm really digging this right now. And then I put a little pop of green on the lower lash line. So if you guys want a tutorial on this look, just let me know. Yeah, overall, I'm just really impressed with these eyeshadow palettes, guys. I've been using them for, like I said, a month or over a month now. Really have exceeded my expectations. So the pigmentation on these is really, really nice. The shimmers are very shimmery. Most of them are metallic shades. I find that they perform really well on their own, like without using them wet. There were a couple shades that I did use wet. In one of the tutorials, I did use the purple shade in one of the palettes that I felt was way more intense wet, and I feel like that's the case with sometimes shimmery purples though. I feel like shimmery purples are hard to do. It's just hard to find one that with really intense pigmentation. But for the most part, all of the shadows, all the shimmers are really pigmented, metallic on their own. Like today I didn't use any of these shimmers on my eyes wet. I just felt like they performed nicely on their own. They're very pigmented, they're very buildable, they're very blendable, and there really isn't a lot of fallout with these. Even the mattes, I feel like the mattes perform really nice. I feel like they blend very, very easily. You will see in the tutorials if you watch those, I just like blend the mattes through the crease and they just blend out so easy. So I feel like these really perform effortlessly and I'm just really impressed. So as far as like fallout or kick up, there's really not a lot of kick up with these shadows at all. And for the most part, I really haven't had any fallout. I think maybe when I did that purpley gold smoky eye, I might have had a little fallout in that video, but very minimal. But as far as all the other looks I did, I don't recall any fallout with these. So I just think they perform really, really nicely. So I'm very, very impressed. I am gonna insert like picture swatches and video swatches, but I just wanna show you like, see how pigmented these are? I am down a ring light right now, so I don't want to hold it too close. I had to jack up the ISO on my camera just so it looks a little brighter. Otherwise it looks too dark. But if I hold it up too close, it washes everything out. But do you see how pigmented that is? And how pretty those shimmers are? It's just really, really pretty. So let me swatch a few of the mattes in this palette. So all the shadows feel really smooth and soft, except for some of the reddish toned colors. Like this one and this one feel a little bit less soft than the other mattes and the other shimmers. I feel like that is the case with matte red tone shades. A lot of times I feel like they have a little bit of a grittier texture to them. Not that they're not soft, because they are still soft. They're just not as smooth, especially this particular red one right here. It's not as smooth, but it applies beautifully on the eyes. Like I didn't have any trouble blending it out on the eyes. But you can see nice and pigmented colors there. So I really like the color combination in this palette. At first I was like, I'm not sure. Actually, when they contacted me and I saw pictures of these palettes, I was kind of like, I don't know. Like some of them have really vibrant colors and I just don't wear them, but I've actually been wearing them. I've made them work. Like if you pair them with neutrals, they're definitely wearable. So I'm really enjoying this pink palette. All right, so the next one is this green palette right here. Again, it does come with a separate sleeve with the shadow colors on the back as well as the ingredients. So this one is the Misco 16 color naked eyeshadow palette, Earth Smoky Warm Eyeshadow Highly Pigmented Shimmer Matte Eye Makeup Kit. Very long name on Amazon, but that's what they call it on Amazon. So I just call this the green palette. This one is $21.99 and this one is part of Amazon Prime. I'm not really sure why the pink one is not part of Amazon Prime. So this currently has 28 reviews and it's 5 stars. So you get 16 eyeshadows total in this palette and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shimmers and 7 mattes. And this is a very neutrally palette. I really, really like this one. I tend to pair this one a lot with the other ones, like some of the vibrant colors and some of the other palettes. So I just like the color combination and this one as well. Again, it has a mirror. And on the back of the palettes, there is nothing. I kind of wish they would have put the color scheme and the ingredients on the back of the actual palette just because I want to kind of throw the sleeves away. Not that I really need the sleeves actually, because I really don't. It's not like the eyeshadows have names or anything like that. I feel like this palette can be a everyday go-to palette just because there are so many neutrals in here and it's nice that you get shimmers and mattes. But again, they perform really nicely on the eyes. They're super pigmented. I feel like, am I doing any justice with these? So in this palette, I think I've used the majority of the shades. I think the only one I might have not used is this blue right here, which does contain glitter. So technically it's kind of a matte shade with glitter in it, which I'm not always crazy about, like shadows that have glitter in them. This is the only one that I did not use though. I have used all of the other shades in this palette. It does seem very, very pigmented, but it is more of a matte base shade. So sometimes those don't swatch the best on the skin. They look a little patchy, just matte shades in general. So anyway, this palette has performed really nicely as well. Same as the pink one. I think the quality is really nice. They're very blendable, very pigmented, and I tend to grab towards this one a lot. So I really like this one. So the third palette here is this purple one. This is the Misco 16 colors Purple Warm and Nude Smoky Eyeshadow Palette. It has 8 mattes and 8 shimmers. So each shadow in here is 0.85 ounces. And this one retails for $19.99 plus $2 for shipping. This one is not part of Amazon Prime. I wish they were all part of Amazon Prime. I'm a Prime member, I shop on Amazon all the time, but this particular one is not part of Amazon Prime. I'm not really sure why the green one is and the other two are not. So this one is cute. So again, it comes with a mirror. And then these are the shades in this palette. This particular palette reminds me a lot of one of the Juvia's Place palettes. I feel like there's one very similar looking to this as far as like the color scheme goes. I forgot what that one is called, but I did order it, so I'm just waiting for it to arrive. So this one you have some neutrals, like these 6 right here are pretty neutral. You have these 3 mattes and then these 3 shimmers. And then I feel like the rest of them are nice and colorful. Actually, this one's neutral too. That's the one that I have on my lid, but you know what I mean. There's like kind of half neutrals, half vibrant shades in here. So I like the color scheme in this one as well. I like that it has the neutrals that I can pair with the colorful ones, but I also sometimes use the green palette with those neutrals to mix with some of these more vibrant shades. So this is the eyeshadow palette that I'm actually wearing today on my eyes. So I have on this shadow right here in my crease, and then I put the darker brown right here to deepen up the crease a little bit, and then I have this kind of charcoal silvery color all over the lid, and I did use that one dry. I did not use it wet. And then I have this one right here. It's a beautiful shimmery shade. I have a little bit on my brow bone and also in my inner tear duct area. So these perform really nicely. Same thing. I just think they're really nice quality. And there's not really a lot of kickback or fallout with these. The purple one right here is one of the shades I felt applied best wet. Like it was okay on its own, but if you put it on wet, let me give you a little swatch of it wet here. I don't know, can you guys see that difference there between when it's wet and not? So you can really see it in the tutorial that I posted using this palette. I used the purple there. First I applied it dry and then I applied it wet. You can definitely see the difference in pigmentation, but I feel like purples are hard to do sometimes, so I feel like that's kind of typical. And the shadows are pretty smooth. They're very smooth. Again, very, very pigmented. So one that feels a little gritty in this palette is this navy blue, but I did use it in the tutorial with the purple and the gold, and it's blended out and performed just fine. So even though sometimes mattes can feel a little gritty, it doesn't mean they're gonna perform horribly. I think they perform just fine. So anyway, those are not the best swatches, but you guys get the point. So if I had to pick a favorite of all of these, I don't know, it's kind of hard because I do mix and match them a lot. I guess it just depends what shades you would use the most. I really like this whole section right here. Like I like these kind of purpley burgundy pink with these neutrals right here. I like the colorful shades as well, but I don't use blues a whole lot or greens, although I have done a look with one of the greens in one of the tutorials I did. It was with the first palette, the pink one, the 2 greens at the bottom. I did do a tutorial using those, but I don't know, I do like the colors in this. I don't know, I can't pick just one, honestly, you guys. I mix and match them all the time. So I guess whatever color scheme you would wear the most is the one that I would go with. So the 4th and final palette is this one right here. This one has different packaging. This is just the Miskos Pressed Glitter Eyeshadow Palette. It has 30 colors and each eyeshadow in here is 1.06 ounces. And this one retails for $27.99, and this one is part of Amazon Prime. This one currently has 37 reviews and 5 stars. So on this one, it does list the ingredients on the back. And this is the sleeve that it comes in. The sleeve looks exactly the same as the actual packaging. Again, it lists the ingredients on the back. This one doesn't say cruelty-free, but all the other ones do. So I'm not sure if it is cruelty-free or not. I mean, it's glitter, so I would imagine it is, but I don't know like the stuff that they use with the glitter to press it, if that's cruelty-free, I don't know. So I'm not sure about that. So I think the packaging on this one is really nice. It is like a glittery packaging, but it's not very slick and smooth like vinyl, but it's not gritty either. Like, it's not a shiny glossy finish, but it's not like a gritty, glittery palette where the glitter's gonna fall off. Like this is not gonna come off. So I like the palette. I think it's really pretty. It's nice and big compared to like the other ones. Like these two are the same size, but you can see here, there's a little comparison in the size. So this one comes with a really big mirror, and there are a total of 30 pressed glitters in here. It's absolutely stunning. I could just stare at glitter all day. Like, it's just so pretty. I personally don't wear a lot of glitter on my eyes very often just because I'm scared to get it in my eyes, but I do like that these are pressed and not loose glitters, and I have tried them on my eyes a couple times and I thought they performed nicely. They really do stick to the lid because they are pressed, and I did not have any trouble with them falling on my face throughout the day. I didn't get any in my eye, which was nice. I will insert a little clip of me applying one of the glitters. I think it's this one right up here, or maybe this one actually. It's kind of like a silvery champagne color. So I will insert a clip of me applying that on my lid. I just take my finger and then tap it over my eyeshadow, and I thought it was really beautiful and sparkly. And I would definitely play with this again. I like that it's pressed versus loose glitter. And you probably could use a glitter glue with this, but I didn't really feel like I needed to. It did adhere to my lid just fine, and I didn't need to use a glitter glue. But if you want it even more secure, you could use a glitter glue. So yeah, just the color scheme in here is gorgeous. There's some neutrals, there's a bunch of vibrant shades. I think this is really fun, especially like for just really fun glittery looks. New Year's, Christmas, you know, the holidays are coming, so it's nice to add a little pop of glitter on your eyes for a little bit more glam. Yeah, I just love the colors in here, and it's gorgeous. So these are really, really smooth and pigmented. Do you see this? So they don't swatch the best like just going like this on the arm. Like I said, you just have to pat them on the lid, but they're gorgeous. So I feel like most of the shades in here are super glittery and reflective. There are a couple of them that the jelly or whatever's in them to press them, it feels a little bit different. For instance, this yellow one, this green one, and these two right here. Oh, this white one, this pinkish one, and then this yellow one here. Oh, and this orange one as well. The jelly in these feel a little bit different. I feel like the glitter, I don't know, I think it's because there's different size glitters in these, whereas the others just have like one straight up glitter color, whereas these is kind of a mixture. Like this orange one that I just swatched, it looks like there's, it's hard to describe, let me see. I don't know, there's like almost like a base color with glitter in it. I feel like those, like look how pretty that is. But the glitter in here is really, really small and fine, which is why I think it works well on the eyes, because it's not like super chunky, but it's so gorgeous. These almost have like a kind of like duochrome because they have like that base color that's different than the actual glitter. I don't know, I've played with one of those and it was really pretty. So I was really impressed with these palettes. I really like them. I've been using them a lot, pretty much almost on a daily basis. Like when I'm not trying something else, I've just been playing with them a lot. I really wanted to get a feel for them before filming this video. Do I think these palettes are worth checking out? Absolutely. Do I think the price is fair? I do. I think the price is fair. I feel like the pricing is a little similar to Juvia's Place palettes, perhaps. These are the size of a MAC eyeshadow. Now, as far as comparing them in ounces to a MAC shadow, I'm not sure, but the size of the pan is the same as a MAC shadow. I mean, really, how fast am I ever gonna go through one of these palettes? Never. But I like them. I like that they have shimmery metallics and they have mattes. Those are my two favorite finishes when it comes to eyeshadow. I'm not really into satin finishes. Like, I just like them super shimmery, and I like them matte because I like to pair them together. But they all performed really, really nicely. There were like a couple shades that I felt performed better when they were wet, but as far as the rest, like they performed really, really well. And I definitely recommend them. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.